I was in Erica Pulley's class and she mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. And I remember just like, I was like, hey, Tony, like, what if we taught a class? And Tony was like, what? And then we just kind of talked about like, okay, if we taught a class, what would we do? And it was just the opportunity presented itself, and we took initiative and really like just went for it. And I think I know that we're having a really fun time with our class, and it seems like our students are having a great time as well. So it's just seeing the opportunity and like being made aware of the opportunity, and then also just taking charge and going for it was a huge factor in why and how Tony and I ended up doing it. Also, I know I would not have taught the class without Tony. So just having like a buddy to do it with is the best in my opinion. But
Yeah.
who knows? Because Tony's gonna graduate next semester. I might want to teach again. So we'll see.
I know that Kayla was definitely wanted, once we like transferred to SF State, she really like wanted to be like part of the community. Me too. I also did. We were really excited for like the clubs and like all the events and stuff. And we really only got like a semester of that, and semester and a half, I guess, until we had to go online. So we kind of wanted that sense of community, and I think this is a good way to find that.
All right. How did you find out about ExCo?
Your class. Well, I knew it existed, but I was like, I never really, like, I knew I had a friend who took an ExCo class their first semester, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it kind of just went away. But then your class, my first semester, you talked about it.
Funny enough, the way I heard about ExCo was because Remy and we had a few classes together, but they made an announcement at the beginning of one of them. I was interested, so I looked at the courses they were taking, and there was a course about superheroes taught by Stephanie Martin. And so I believe her last name is Martin. It's actually been a while. So I took it, and she graduated that semester. I was like, I think it'd be interesting to teach it myself. And it wasn't the exact same course, but it did have a lot of similarities and a lot of overlap. And sort of thinking about who's going to teach the course next semester, I guess that's one way I sort of inherited ExCo in a sense.
Yeah.
So I heard about ExCo through Rob, obviously. We were both in the improv club together, and he was always talking about the class he was teaching and trying to get the improv students to teach their own courses. And as Lucas was saying, I really enjoy going into classes and being like, you should teach. I'm taking a queer theory class right now and talking about like queering pedagogy, which is what we talk about when we talk about like our CAP concepts.
Yeah.
And so fingers crossed, some of them, like Lucas, will be convinced. What I do is not the ExCo approved method where you go in and you ask your professor, can I do this? Instead, what I do is throughout the semester, I'll be like, oh yeah, I teach ExCo, and here's what I do, and here's what ExCo does. So by the time we get to it's time to start getting signups, everybody in the classroom knows. They know about ExCo, they know what I've been doing, and they've been able to hear over the semester how that's been going. So by the time we get to here it's time for signups, I don't really need to make an announcement so much as just being like, hey, it's ExCo time.
I first took ExCo, I think it was like 2018. There was a course that was offered, like prison abolition. It was something along those lines. And it was really interesting, and I really liked like the dynamic of like the classroom and like how it was like conversational and like the opportunity to learn. Like we were talking about before, like the brave space and kind of like challenging like our, previous knowledge. So I felt really comfortable in that space, and that was something that like I really want to inspire in like my classroom. And advertising wise, I am big in Res Live, so I would always see like a bunch of flyers for like classes being offered, or other student leader peers that were like teaching. So I just kind of got that knowledge from them and like their personal experience teaching. But yeah.
So I took Reneen's class, if you guys know who that is. She taught the Know Your Rights Constitution class, where we basically learn about like the laws, the amendments, And I actually was always kind of curious about teaching. And then so I also have like another activity that I like to do. I'm a TA for the biology department. And when we were in class on campus, I held some study sessions, graded essays, helped a lot of students with their tests and assignments. And I kind of really liked that experience. I really enjoyed it. So
And how did you learn about Reneen's class?
what is that social media app that all students use?
Is it Wildfire?
Yeah, Wildfire. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and then I learned about ExCo from I worked in marketing at for Sodexo, which was the people who do the dining center for the students. And so I would have to approve all the flyers that were put up on the bulletin board as the marketing manager. And so I saw it there and it caught my eye. But at the time, it was like I didn't know the appeal of like a 1-credit course, and I wasn't sure how legitimate it was as a thing yet. So I just was kind of like back of the brain. And then a faculty member recommended that I teach a class, and then I was just looking for the opportunity. So
this is my second year, and I was introduced to the ExCo by Kate. I think it was in the summer, and she told me that I can introduce activities what I like to do. Sometimes people try to explain the idea or things their way. As Aloka says, there are lots of superheroes outside, or we don't see them. You never know. Some of them are undercover, and some of them are undercover for centuries. And we can find out that those people maybe who are sitting now in this group, in the future might be iconic person. You never know what's happened. Who is the hidden superhero? And before that, it's nice to be polite and a kind person. And I use the platform to introduce the meditation and wellness. But the purpose behind the meditation and wellness was to develop this kind of not just illusion, the dream, but to build a dream, to be the architect. I mean, if I'm starting with illusion and visualize some kind of spaceship or the space city, it's just illusion. And if I do not add to it my knowledge and know-how, then the space city will never be there, and we will never reach far away, far distance planet. And I use this kind of opportunity to teach because it's a little bit a revolutionary opportunity for other students to introduce the ideas, what they like to do, and give them this kind of hand to meet other people and to continue build upon their skills and developing our future better. We want to construct and build our future. We do not want to turn our history and turn the future down. This planet, how the Lama says, we are 7 million creatures over there. We are living here in harmony, hopefully. But the question, how long we will be living in this planet before got destroyed by the pollution, contamination, and who knows what kind of eruption can occur. We don't know if we have 50 years ahead or 100. And before, it's important to not connect with another people, but also with everyone, with every human living being on this planet or beyond. Thank you.